I'm happy to be here with James Miller, president of Autograph Homes, who has over 35 years of home building experience. James, thank you for joining us today.
Anytime.
Can you start by telling us a little bit about Autograph Homes and the types of projects you're currently working on?
Autograph is in partnership with BEZOT Group of Israel. So when we were looking for who would be a partner, it was important for us to go with a group that we were like-minded in our goals, extremely well capitalized, and a partner that's going to be with us along the way. So BEZOT Group was easy choice. Our goal when we started Autograph is to develop a team of high potential individuals that would be our leadership across our growth curve. We also want to build with the best developers to maximize our ability for market penetration. And we want to sort of establish ourselves in the first 18 months as a builder of choice in the greater.
Yeah, and is there anything else that you can tell us about the Houston area?
Houston's a great market. Recently, it was named the #1 most livable city in Texas. Houston, just in the last 5 years, has added over 700 new residents. And the job growth is incredible. Our market has been #1 and #2 in job growth for, I think, 10 years in a row. 60,000 new jobs in an economy that's definitely, has sort of softened a little bit, is pretty strong.
Which areas around Houston are you currently building in, and what factors do you take into consideration whenever you're building in new communities?
Yeah, so we've started 4 communities, but over the next 6 months, we'll have a total of around 10. And we didn't want to target just a certain area of town. With the greater Houston area is over 100-mile radius. So it was important to have diversity in where we built and the type of product we built. So if you look at our city, like a clock, we build on all 12 numbers on the clock. So we have communities in North Houston, we have communities west, east, south, and all the areas in between.
I think a lot of people are concerned about the, attainability of homes, especially at the starting prices and everything. So the fact that Autograph is able to provide, different types of homes depending on the customer's needs is very important.
Yeah. Attainability, that's a national issue. With interest rates and rising prices, it's important for the better builders to find ways to, you don't want to just build smaller and cheaper. You want to try to innovate. People's lifestyle is changing, so we try to create homes that appeal to the lifestyle component. Our designs, we've used architects from all over the country because different areas of the country do things better, frankly. And we think there's opportunities in Houston to bring different product offerings that can be both desirable and attainable.
On average, how long does it take for a single home to be constructed?
It varies. With our diversity in product, building times vary. So our smaller homes, an entry-level home, we can build in around 120 days, comfortably. If we're building our largest product, our luxury product, which can be between 4,000 and 6,000 square feet, that's closer to 8 months. So, and the products and everything in between, I guess. The municipalities in which you build and also affects that. But so I'd say 120 days to 8 months.
But I've seen y'all work, so you guys work fast. How would you describe the current trends in the local housing market, so in the Houston area?
You always want to assess where you are in the market as a whole. I would say we have no concerns. Houston, as I mentioned, is the #1 job growth market. It's top 2 in population growth, but you want to make sure that you're conscious of what is going on in the market. Whether buyers are nervous about interest rates, or everybody's reading things about tariffs. So a lot of what we do is instilling confidence in our buyers.
And with mortgage rates being higher, now, that more than they have in the recent past, at least. A lot of people wonder whether buyer demand might cool. What trends are you seeing on the ground, and how do you ensure demand remains steady?
Rates are higher, but they're not high. No one believes the days of 2% interest rates are going to come back. So part of it is education. Helping buyers understand that a 6% interest rate is not a bad interest rate. It's bad in comparison to a 2%, but historically, if you look, if you look historically, a 6% is a great rate. People don't, our salespeople say people don't buy interest rates, they buy homes. So we tell people we'll figure out how to get them in the home that they want. So don't focus on that. Focus on where you're going to raise your family, where you're going to, come home from work every day. There's more demand than there is supply. You just have to get buyer confidence, help improve buyer confidence in the process.
Yeah, well, because you had brought up lenders, and I know Autograph Homes, just like other builders, has a sales team on site as well. So how helpful is the sales team to, a home buyer?
Our sales counselor is the most important person in the process. I can design incredible product and we can be in incredible communities, but people buy from people that, are resources. So we want our sales team to, one, believe in what we believe in. We do, our tagline is everything we do is personal. And that's important because you never want to turn home building into a commodity. It's a business for us, but it's very personal for buyers. So we expect our sales counselors to project that. When somebody comes in, the question is, how do we help them make the best buying decision for them?
Oh, and how do you manage risk?
You can't predict everything. So there's several things that we can do based on how the project performs in actuality versus what we project. If the project's moving slower, we will start fewer homes because you don't want to continue to start homes if you're not selling homes. If the project's moving slower, you can talk to the developer about buying fewer lots or delaying lot purchases because it's a partnership. That's why the first thing you do is try to find the developers that understand our business and are good partners and realize it has to be a win-win. So you can control how many homes you start, how many lots you buy. If there's risk concerns with profitability, we control that by, we update pricing every 30 days. We can increase incentives. Those incentives can be everything from additional upgrades to finance incentives for lower interest rates. So there's a lot of levers we pull, and that's part of having an experienced team. I think our history in the market, Wade and I, we understand those dynamics and how to adjust those variables to ultimately hit our projections.
Do you have any projections for buyer demands or market shifts over the next 6 months or so?
We spend as much time talking to the real experts as we can, whether it's national economic experts or, groups that specialize in forecasting local economy. The general projections, what you hear from everyone is Texas is the place to be. Not only Houston, but Austin, Dallas, fastest growing markets in the country. And when you're bringing more people in and having more jobs, so, adding 60,000 jobs a year and bringing in 100,000 people plus a year, the demand is going to be strong. And that doesn't seem to be changing. Large corporations continue to move to Texas. They move to Houston particularly. So the long-term outlook for Texas and Houston specifically is really, really strong. And so we try not to look at things always on the micro level because you can't build a business on 3 months. You build it based on what do you think the next 12 months, 24 months look like. And in all indicators, no matter who you talk to, is Houston's the place to be.